Hi, this is Nicholas from Yahoo News Singapore. So it's been exactly 1 week since the election. More than 2 million people went out to vote, and there were reports about lack of blurs at polling stations and resulted in an extension of voting hours. There were also multiple instances of large crowds gathering, especially on election night. So given all this, does the MTF still believe it was safe to hold an election? And is it concerned that election clusters might emerge in a week's time?
Well, I mean, I believe the elections department did their very best to conduct the elections in a safe manner. They have recognized publicly there were areas that can be improved, and they have said that they are looking at the areas that, reviewing all of these areas. But by and large, if you look at the actual conduct of polling, and all of us were around, including members of the media, these are conducted in open spaces. The time spent in, even if you are queuing up, it's not as though there's close contact in terms of touching, talking, but people are spaced apart, and then you go in, you do not talk to anyone in a very prolonged manner, and then you cast your vote, and there are sanitizers provided, a whole range of different safety protocols were put in place. So I believe the elections department have done its best to put in place the safety protocols and measures for the conduct of the elections. Whether or not anything happens after this, whether there will be any case emerging, we will not know now, but if it does, we will know later, and then we will report and highlight accordingly. So I think let's not jump to the conclusion just because we see queues forming. Queues form everywhere, not just when people go and cast a vote. Queues form in F&B outlets, queues form in hawker centers, in markets. So there are queues everywhere, right? Queuing per se is not an activity that would necessarily, cause the transmission of the virus. But what we all need to do is to make sure that, once again, whether we are queuing up for something, whether we are going out to purchase something, or for any other activity that is permitted, each individual must continue to exercise responsibility for his or her actions. That's really the bottom line. If you are sick, for example, and you continue to go out, it doesn't matter whether it's for the purpose of going out to vote, or for the purpose of going out to work, or for the purpose of going out to an F&B outlet. That irresponsible action by somebody who is sick and continues to go out despite knowing that they have symptoms will lead to a cluster, potentially lead to a cluster forming, regardless of the kinds of activities they are engaging in. So I think let's have some perspective about what are the risks and why it is so important that all of us continue to exercise individual responsibility for our own behaviors.